Hi, I wanted to put an update. I've been way late on this. Okay, I had my gastric sleeve done on December 11th. It is now December 19th, so I am 8 days out from surgery. I saw my surgeon this morning, and so far everything is going amazingly well. Let's see, I'm going to try and really quickly walk through what the last week was like, basically. Then I was the last, my surgeon does about 5 a day, once a week. On Tuesdays he does about 5 of them. I was the last one, so my surgery was at 3 p.m. The surgery itself took a little over an hour, my husband said, and then I was in recovery, obviously, and so I woke up, I don't know, 6, somewhere around there. I don't take anesthesia very well, so I was lucky enough to have some pretty extraordinary dry heaves going on. And as you can imagine, when they've just sewed your stomach together after cutting most of it away, that was excruciatingly painful. So the first thoughts I'm having coming out of this were, oh my gosh, what did I do? Because it hurt so bad. But as soon as they got me in my room and they got the IV pain meds going appropriately, within less than an hour, I was in amazingly better shape. In fact, later that night, probably 9 o'clock, I think, I actually was walking around. Now, maybe not super comfortably, but I was up walking around. Let's see. So that night, my husband went home, so I was totally comfortable staying by myself, and I actually felt really good that night. Now, granted, I'm pretty sure some of it was the pain medicine, so, but I didn't sleep much, but I just had this really major sense of peace that I was like, I did this. I really actually did this. So anyway, the next day was really good. I was a little bit sore, but really overall it was not bad. So now they start you the next, you have to go down and have kind of like a scope done, not a scope, excuse me, but an x-ray done to make sure there aren't any leaks after you drink this fantastic stuff. And it was hard to keep down, but not extraordinarily hard. I mean, it's just kind of like, yuck. But anyway, that looked great, so I got to start on clear liquids, which is what I was on. My surgery was on a Tuesday, so Tuesday's my progression day of the week. So, for instance, this week I got to progress onto week 2 this Tuesday, obviously. So, but the first week, it is your supplements, clear liquids, and sugar-free Jell-O. At least that's what my surgeon recommends, and as much water as possible. They say 64 ounces. I don't think I've ever gotten more than 40 ounces in a day, and I really tried. There's just not room. It's unbelievable. Now, I went home Thursday afternoon, and that was great. In fact, I stopped and got my prescriptions. My mom was with me on the way home. And my husband got home from work, and he was like, wow, I can't believe you're doing so well. On a side note, that night, my some very lovely family members of ours, hold on a second. Mona. Come here, Mona. I have a really annoying pug. And a really large, beautiful Bernese Mountain Dog that's also going to try and get in this. But anyway, the people have been bringing food to the house, I guess is what I'm saying. I had people, the first night I was home from the hospital, bring home an entire 6-course meal, okay, with 2 desserts and everything else. That was really hard. It was kind of like, because you are not physically hungry, but you're head hungry, big time. I mean, like, that still smelled really good. That still looked really good. I just said, well, I'm going to go hang out upstairs for a while. But which is probably what they assumed I would probably be in bed anyway. I was actually doing extraordinarily better than I would have thought. I wouldn't have assumed I'd be up and around, so I don't know why they wouldn't have thought so either. So that's a little bit, I think Saturday was a rough day, because I did still have a lot of that head hunger, and like if I never see Jell-O again, that's going to be totally fine with me. The broth also, I just had a horrible time with, just yuck, okay? And again, it really wasn't yuck before, it was just having to have this for so long, for such an extended period. Then, let's see, okay, Saturday was a little bit rough, but, I don't know if you're looking at this later. This, Friday the 15th was the day of the, I think it was the 15th, yeah, was the day of the shootings in, at the elementary school in Connecticut. And, you know, there was, just absolutely, utterly horrible. And that was all that was on the news, and I didn't have anything to do but sit and watch the news. So, you know, I guess I got to a point Saturday afternoon where I was getting so down, and I was like just laying there in bed, and I'm like, okay, I need to shut off the TV. And I think it was less of my physical situation and the surgery and more of just where my head was at the time. So I don't know whether that's relevant or not, but I have heard the message board that I look at a lot. I had some other people this week who were saying that they had, you know, definitely had some down moments, because you have to kind of readjust and think, you know, I don't, even if that sounds really, or smells really good or sounds really good, I really can't eat that for a long time. But anyway, so Sunday, way better. Monday, it was almost like I was back to normal. Did all kinds of stuff. Same thing with Tuesday. Bandit, stop. I have a, look at this. Oh, yes, he's trying to get on my lap because he loves me so much. But anyway, sorry. You were very sweet. It's been extraordinary. I mean, I would go back to work tomorrow, except we have a blizzard coming in tonight. I'm a teacher, so I don't really expect there's going to be school tomorrow. But, I mean, literally, I would go back to work tomorrow, and I'm 8 days out from the surgery, and it would not be a big deal. Okay, so what is challenging? The challenge is, you might want to stay close to the bathroom. Not a bad idea. That would probably be the only thing that would be difficult about going back to work. I think at this point it's better, but yeah. Tuesday, again, yesterday, I was allowed to enter week 2, where I am off the clear liquids, and I'm now basically able to have fruit juice, vegetable juice. I'm still liquid, but I can have the protein shakes again, which I was so excited for the protein shakes. Because think about it, with the, during the week of your clear liquid diet, you are taking in fewer than 100 calories a day. And that is exhausting. I mean, you're tired, you are worn down, and doing the most, and my doctor wanted us walking 20 to 30 minutes a day. I haven't gotten it in every day, but I've come awful close. But, you know, it does wear on you. So I was excited to get to actually, you know, I was thinking, great, I'm going to try and get to 1,000 calories. I'm going to have, you know, a couple of protein shakes. My experience yesterday was I barely got to 400 calories. In fact, I don't think I did. It took me 2 or 3 hours yesterday morning to drink 8 ounces of a Special K protein shake. And that, and also what I'm finding is I'm not hungry, and it takes so long to eat that I need to get back into the habit of eating 3 times a day, because I'm only eating twice. And our doctor wants us eating 3 times a day. Now, granted, maybe I've never been a huge breakfast person, so maybe I'll just do something very small at breakfast and do this other times. But the other side of that is I'm a teacher with a 23-minute lunch period, so I don't have the time to really finesse that food and, you know, get that going. So that's going to be interesting as time goes on. But I feel extraordinarily, amazingly better now that I do have some calories and getting that protein back into my system. So that has really, really been great. I mean, today I feel amazing. I feel so amazing. So glad I did this. Just for a quick recap, let's see. In October, I was at 260. Let's say Thanksgiving, I was at 255. I started the liquid diet a couple of days after Thanksgiving in preparation for the surgery. And on the 11th, when I went into surgery, I weighed 240. I'm going to say 244 or 243. It's hard. It matters which scale. They weighed me multiple times. And today at the doctor's office, I weighed 235. So in the very least, in the last 3 weeks, I've lost 20 pounds ish. So I'm so happy I've done this. It's still challenging. Like, my husband came home and had frozen pizza for lunch. That looked fantastic. I had like the tiniest little bite. It was more like just a sliver of cheese off of it and just put it in my mouth, basically let it disintegrate. And honestly, my first thought was, this is not that good. So I am also seeing that. My parents were eating donuts when I stopped at their house today, and I'm having so much trouble just having the protein shakes because they're so rich. When I looked at the donuts, I'm like, ugh, that just looks horrible. So I am so cheered at this point. And now, granted, I totally understand I'm a week out of surgery, and in the future it is very possible to overeat and stretch the sleeve, and but I'm so encouraged by the restriction, because it's like, wow, this is really actually doing something and really actually working. And I know that may sound obvious, but if you're someone who has battled your weight your whole entire life, you have done everything that people have said, and people have said this absolutely works if you do this, and yet it doesn't seem to work. So even with this, there's a small part of me that thinks, oh my gosh, this is not going to work. But it has. And, so far, obviously. And it's been really good. So that is where I am today. Just looking forward to a big snowstorm coming in tonight, and a wonderful Christmas plan the next next week. So I hope that you guys are in a good place, and I will try to do better with keeping updated. So thanks.